You shelled out for paradise, yet the brochure forgot the footnotes, the hidden cameras, the one-sided contract, and, oh yeah, the morgue 2 decks under your balcony. Stick around. In the next few minutes, you'll learn the 15 things the industry prays you never Google before you step on board. The shiny ticket in your inbox is actually a 30-page legal bear trap. Buried in the tiny print is a forum selection clause that drags every lawsuit to Miami courts, no matter if you live in Montana or Mongolia. Miss the 1-year filing deadline and the line owes you zip. Read it before you click agree, because once you cross the gangway, you've already surrendered most of your rights. When the infirmary door shuts, the cruise line's liability vanishes. Ship doctors are independent contractors, so a misdiagnosis on the high seas means you sue the physician, not the trillion-dollar brand that printed the brochure. Pack your own meds and grab travel insurance that covers medical evacuation. Your credit card probably won't. The captain's word is law. Passengers agree to searches of luggage, pockets, even the cabin safe. If security smells trouble, they can confine you to your stateroom or stick you in the brig until the next port. No warrant, no appeal, and yes, you still pay for the nights you spend under cabin arrest. Big Brother's on vacation too. Thousands of HD cameras feed facial recognition software that logs every daiquiri, every slot pull, every buffet re-entry. Princess's Medallion and Royal's Wow Band can ping you within 2 meters. The line swears it improves service, but the footage also builds a tidy evidence file if you slip on deck and later sue. U.S. law makes every major line report serious crimes to the FBI within 4 hours. The quarterly stats show 20 to 40 allegations, mostly sexual assault, among millions of passengers. Sounds tiny, yet there's no global public database, and the next sailing never gets a heads up. Ever notice the muster drill covers life jackets, but never this? That bucket list glacier or Instagram ruin can vanish overnight. Contracts let the line swap, skip, or substitute any port for any reason. Political unrest, choppy waves, or a sweeter fuel deal. Unless the whole cruise is canceled, you're owed zero cash. Maybe a future cruise credit if the company feels generous. So the $15 a night auto gratuity is marketed as crew appreciation, but honestly, the company won't spell out who pockets what. Former staffers say base wages stay rock bottom because those tips are counted as salary. You can adjust or even remove the charge at guest services, but yeah, most passengers never realize it's optional. The glamorous spa, the overpriced boutiques, the ultrasound clinic, these are all third-party concessionaires. When the masseuse pushes a $200 seaweed wrap or the nurse botches an IV, the cruise line just shrugs. Transaction is solely between guest and operator. Seriously, check the tiny print on your receipt. Every shore excursion you book through the ship carries an undisclosed commission, sometimes up to 50%. Carnival quietly owns Alaska's White Pass Railway, Norwegian snatched up private islands, and Royal owns the zip lines in Labadee. And that port lecturer hyping the tour? Yeah, that's actually the head salesperson in disguise. Millions of retirees sail every year, and honestly, death at sea is just simple math. About 200 passengers pass away annually, usually from heart attacks. When that happens, the crew gets a code, Operation Rising Star, the cabin gets sealed, and the ship just keeps cruising toward the next island. Meanwhile, there's a stainless steel morgue drawer waiting below deck. Every ocean-going ship, yeah, it has a small refrigerated room, usually right next to the medical center. The bigger ships, they can actually store up to 7 bodies. Families have to arrange and pay for repatriation at the next port, or sometimes they sail all the way home with the casket stowed in the cargo hold. And you definitely won't see that deck on the fun map. Food waste gets ground up into a slurry and, well, discharged once the ship is more than 12 nautical miles from shore. Same goes for gray water and treated sewage, all under MARPOL rules. Cruise lines love to brag about their advanced treatment systems, but honestly, independent audits sometimes show violations. So, that midnight shrimp buffet? Yeah, half of it just vanishes into the deep. Liquefied natural gas cuts sulfur, but can leak methane, an ultra-potent greenhouse gas. Shore power hookups slash emissions in port, yet only about 30% of berths worldwide have the plug. The industry's carbon footprint is inching down, but voluntary targets are still looser than airlines. Life happens. Bosses revoke leave, pregnancies surprise, pandemics flare. If you cancel inside the final 90 days, most lines keep every penny, offering future cruise credits minus change fees. Travel insurance waives only qualifying medical reasons, not my friend bailed. Book refundable fares or third-party cancel for any reason coverage if there's a shred of doubt. Set foot on board and you grant the line unlimited rights to your image, voice, and likeness for advertising eternity. Yet point a camera at the bridge or snap an accident scene, and security may demand deletion. Passengers have been threatened with disembarkation for posting negative content. Back your photos up to the cloud before you argue. 15 secrets, 0 rose-colored filters. Print the ticket contract, pack a power strip, bring your own meds, and spring for evacuation insurance. Drop the one secret that shocked you most in the comments. Your story might save the next traveler a boatload of cash. If this video kept you afloat, tap like, subscribe, and check out our next clip on how to score a free cabin upgrade. Safe sails, and I'll see you on the pier. Ever wonder what happens if pirates attack a cruise ship? Or what really goes down when someone falls overboard? And what about getting left behind in a foreign port? Well, buckle up and grab your lifeboat snacks, because today we're diving into real cruise ship secrets, the kind that don't get printed in the glossy brochure. Let's lift the anchor on some truths cruise lines hope you don't notice. Pirates on a cruise ship? Sounds like a movie plot, right? But in 2009, the MSC Melody was sailing off the coast of Somalia when it was chased by armed Somali pirates in a speedboat. Passengers were ordered into their cabins. Crew turned off all the lights. And then, surprise, armed Israeli security guards on board opened fire. The pirates, they hightailed it back to the high seas. While attacks like this are rare, modern ships in high-risk areas come equipped with water cannons blasting at 80 miles per hour, sonic weapons that can cause hearing damage, and something called a P-trap. No, not a plumbing issue, but a floating line that tangles pirate propellers. Morale of the story? Cruise ships might look like floating buffets, but they've got more defense systems than a Bond villain's yacht. If you're 15 minutes late, the ship will leave without you, even if you're running down the pier like it's a Tom Hanks movie. Cruise lines have tight port schedules, and waiting for late passengers? Not in the budget. Your cruise card tells the crew if you're back or not. And if you're not, they'll enter your cabin, grab your passport, and leave it with port officials. Good luck! You'll need to get to the next port on your own dime. Tip: always keep your watch on ship time, not local time that jumps an hour ahead while you're sipping margaritas. Ever wonder where the crew lives? Most staff sleep below sea level, in shared rooms with bunk beds, working 10 to 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. They use a secret corridor called the I-95, which runs the length of the ship, like an underground highway. And while they can't socialize with guests, they've got their own gyms, their own shops, and bars, and even jacuzzis. So next time your towel animal is folded to perfection, maybe raise a glass to the crew making it all happen behind the scenes. Yes, modern cruise ships still hit ice. In 2022, a Norwegian ship collided with a growler, not a bear, but a low-lying chunk of ice, in Alaska. The ship had to cancel the rest of the cruise. But thanks to welded hulls, not rivets like Titanic, ships today can take a hit without splitting open like a tin can. Plus, the International Ice Patrol is always watching, kinda like Santa Claus, but with sonar. It's not something cruise lines advertise, but most ships have a morgue tucked away below deck. If a passenger dies, their body is stored there until the ship reaches a port. And no, that free soft-serve ice cream day doesn't mean they're clearing freezer space, despite some very persistent internet rumors. If you hear Operation Rising Star over the radio, that's the code for a death on board. Just a little cruise trivia to liven up your next trivia night. Heard a mysterious "bravo, bravo, bravo" over the PA? That's not the ship cheering for a Broadway performance. That's the code for a fire. Alpha means a medical emergency. Zulu is for fights. And Oscar? That's man overboard. Codes help the crew communicate emergencies without sending passengers into a full-blown panic. Unless someone announces Code Buffett Stampede, then all bets are off. Spoiler, it's very serious and extremely rare. If someone falls off the ship, the bridge is alerted. A code Oscar goes out. The ship turns around. Nearby ships are notified. Search teams mobilize. But in open ocean, the odds aren't great. Of 212 known overboard cases between 2000 and 2019, only 48 were rescued. Some cruise lines now use sensors and cameras that detect when someone falls and mark the GPS location instantly. Better advice? Don't climb the railings, don't lean over the edge, and don't jump for TikTok likes. You're not that guy. The most expensive suites are often at the very front, high above the ship with incredible views. But here's the catch, they rock the most. If you're prone to seasickness, you might want a midship cabin on a lower deck. And no, stabilizers don't make the ship feel like a hotel on land, they just make it sway slightly less dramatically. So yeah, bring ginger chews or those snazzy wristbands just in case. Staying on the ship during port days isn't lazy, it's strategic. When everyone else is off exploring, you've got the hot tub all to yourself. Spas offer discounts. Specialty restaurants are easier to book. And it's a peaceful paradise. Plus, you're not dealing with the hassle of overpriced excursions, pushy souvenir vendors, or running back to avoid being left behind. Sometimes, the best shore excursion is no shore excursion. Modern ships have go-karts, zip lines, water slides, and yes, some unexpected surprises. One woman got stuck mid-slide in a transparent loop suspended over the ocean. She had to be rescued from the tube with a trap door. Thankfully, there's an alarm system for exactly this scenario, so if you hear a strange beeping near the pool deck, someone may be stuck in the people-sized hamster tube. Ever wondered what those big white balls on top of the ship are? No, they're not modern art. They're radomes, protective shells that house sensitive radar and satellite equipment. They keep things like internet, GPS, and communication systems running, all while blending in like giant golf balls. Now look down. Those carpets in the hallway? They're not just decorative. On Disney ships, they feature tiny world globes with north always pointing forward. On some Norwegian cruise line ships, the fish in the carpet swim toward the bow, so if you're lost, follow the fish. Even the mooring ropes that tie your ship to the dock have secrets. See those colorful cones or discs? They're rat guards. Their one job? To stop little stowaways from scurrying up the ropes and living their best cruise life in your cabin walls. Nice try, Remy. No cheese plate for you. Cruise cabins are your private escape, until someone finds a hidden camera. Yep, this has happened multiple times. In 2017, a Florida couple found a suspicious lens behind their TV aboard a Carnival ship. Carnival claimed it was non-functional, which sounds oddly like something you'd say about a cursed doll. And in 2024, a Royal Caribbean stateroom attendant was busted for placing spy cameras in bathrooms. He allegedly recorded nearly 1,000 passengers before being caught and sentenced to 30 years in prison. The lesson? Incidents like these are very rare, but a quick sweep of your room, especially TVs, mirrors, and air vents, isn't a bad idea. And if your room offers free ice cream out of nowhere, maybe just double-check where they moved the frozen goods from. If you're going on a cruise, there's one place you're guaranteed to visit. Not the spa, not the casino. I'm talking about the glorious overflowing buffet. It's convenient, it's fast, it's where diets go to die, with dignity. But here's the thing, as wonderful as the cruise buffet can be, there are some easy-to-make mistakes that can ruin your experience, or someone else's. So today, we're covering 15 cruise buffet mistakes that every smart cruiser should avoid, plus a few etiquette reminders you wish other passengers knew. Let's dig in before the food gets cold. You just boarded. You're excited, hungry, And so is everyone else. That's why the buffet is packed tighter than a Black Friday sale at Costco. Families with luggage, long lines, no tables. But here's your pro move. Check if the main dining room is open. Many offer a quiet sit-down lunch with better food and no chaos. Or head to the pool grill or pizza station. Some ships even offer discounted specialty dining on day one, a little-known perk. Bottom line? Unless you love a crowd, skip the embarkation buffet madness and explore your quieter options. Yes, it's all you can eat, but that doesn't mean it all has to be on one plate. Mac and cheese, fried chicken, pizza, shrimp cocktail, pork roast, a meatball, and that's just one spoonful. Take smaller portions, try a few bites, then go back for seconds or thirds without wasting food or feeling like you swallowed an anchor. Let's talk cleanliness. That hand sanitizer station? It's not decorative. Buffets mean shared tongs, shared spoons, and, unfortunately, shared germs. Always sanitize or wash your hands before diving in. Don't use your fingers. Don't double dip. And for heaven's sake, don't lick anything and put it back. Oh, and if you drop a roll on the sneeze guard, that's a sign. One of cruising's best-kept secrets? Each side of the buffet might be different. What looks like a mirror image setup might actually hide the stir-fry station of your dreams. Some ships offer sushi on one end and tacos on the other. Asian cuisine over here, roast beef carving station over there. So before you settle for mystery casserole, do a little buffet window shopping.